Hello, today we visit an old r/AskReddit post to see what's your guilty pleasure. Make sure to comment any guilty pleasures you may have. With that, sit back and enjoy. Making funny faces in grocery stores at babies while their parents aren't looking. Those mother duckers think they can just sit there in their little shopping cart, not having a care in the world? I'll give them something to care about. Duck those little rugrat bitches. What I find absolutely hilarious is to mess with kids between 3 and 5. Usually at that age your memory starts forming, so something that really stands out will likely get lasered in their brain. When I see a kid shopping with his parent from a reasonable distance, 4 to 5 male, I try to mutter things about hidden treasures, ancient constructions, Mayan gold and an old map, but never making eye contact. Sometimes I'll improvise a riddle. The most common reaction is that they'll completely freeze, and in the other cases they'll look at me or just run back to their parents. I really hope one of those kids becomes some Indiana Jones because of this. About 2 years ago I was visiting my uncle out in Washington and we went to a Mariners game. We were sitting behind this couple who had a baby, and one of their parents was with them. So there were these 4 passing around a baby watching the game. About the 3rd inning I realized he was looking at me and the parents weren't really entertaining him much. So I started making faces at him. And he started laughing. So this causes the parents to turn and look at him, at which point I stop making faces and pretend I am watching the game. This went on for almost the rest of the game and the parents could not figure out for the life of them what the baby was laughing at. It was pretty funny. Saying no to a customer. If someone is being rude, or just plain bitchy, especially to an employee that I'm in charge of, I love telling them that they can't have what they want and watching them throw a tantrum. Even better is because I'm young, 22, most of them don't believe I'm in charge of the store at night, so as soon as I leave the check stands after telling them no, they have the poor checker call up the person in charge to the front. About 20 seconds later, I come strolling back with a smug, "I told you so" look on my face. The look on their faces. Priceless. Some customers honestly think the world revolves around them, it's incredible. Yeah, because somewhere along the line the phrase, "the customer is always right," turned into a free, "be an asshole, pass." Had this happened last night. Guy flipped for something little. Cursing and screaming at the 2 girls who first greeted him, and wouldn't cooperate when then tried to fix it. They got me, I refunded him and told him never to come back. If he's going to treat the employees that way, we don't want his business. He called me a fat window licker and left. Profanity with women is fine I guess, but he had to use creative insults with me. I made myself a new name badge. Angvar, fat window licker. r/relationships. I need my stories. Bro. I thought I was alone. My favorite was the guy who posted about hearing his girlfriend having adult fun time with her biological dad in the next room. That was some top-notch Maury shit. Such awful relationship advice is handed out there too. It's almost comical. I love it. It always reverts to, your partner is cheating, no matter what. Go to counseling because you and your partner are both terrible human beings. OP, you must be an idiot. When older black ladies call me baby or honey. I'm a 20-something white guy. Go to the South. Your guilty pleasure will soon become a daily occurrence. Every time I've been in the South it's, darlin', sweetie, honey, or, sugar. Edit. My top comment is now about black women. My previous one was about Hitler. Says a lot about y'all, Reddit. Yeah, I live in Texas. It happens a lot. And it's awesome. Reading Wikipedia articles about serial killers, psychopaths, mysterious deaths, etc. Oh, man. My grandma's ex-girlfriend gave me a set of Crime and Punishment, like 30 books, all for free. I have so much fun with those. Oh man, there's a few good Reddit threads about that you'd enjoy. I still remember reading the tape transcript from that serial killer who abducted women for months at a time. Can't remember his name, but damn I can remember parts of the transcript very clearly. Duck it. Fanfiction. Any favorites? Come now. You're in too deep, you have to tell us more. Sigh. I pretty much spent the majority of primary school, which would be elementary in US, reading Zelda stuff after playing Twilight Princess. I remember thinking I was the absolute boss when I lied about my age in the 18+ stories age gate. However, an interesting project is this, Smash Bros. Fanfic. Warning, BuzzFeed link. Ooh yeah. I don't really believe in guilty pleasures, but this one definitely qualifies. No one knows I read fanfiction. And most of it is utter rubbish, but there's that 1% that is just pure gold, sometimes even better than mainstream literature. I think fanfiction is a necessary step for budding writers. It's playing in someone else's sandbox. You don't need to worry about introducing complicated concepts, and can just create a story using pre-existing characters and settings and focus on the narrative side instead of world creation. Having said that, most fanfics tend to suck because they're embellishments of the author's real lives by proxy, and often regurgitate the same things as other fanfic authors, in a shallow bid for reviews and praise. At least 90%, and in some sections as high as 99.9% is complete garbage not worth reading, but very occasionally there's an actual gem of a story that does something interesting. Sometimes I like to wrap myself in a blanket and pretend I'm a hot dog. When my son was little, I would wrap him up in blanket and call him a burrito or quesadilla. Edit, and this is my highest rated comment to date. Apparently people love wrapping their children up like Mexican food. Antiques Roadshow. What's the appeal? I'd love to hear why it's interesting. A bunch of people bring in the crap they have sitting at their house and have experts comment on it. Most of the time it is just crap, but then there's the little widowed old lady who just had this little teapot her husband brought back from World War II France, and it turns out to be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. It's a combination of the lottery-esque chance of large profits along with the more probable, yeah, that's not worth anything. It's easy to identify with people when they are waiting to hear about the value of something they own. Then you can laugh at them for bringing in worthless crap or be jealous and hateful that somebody's relative gave them a priceless heirloom without realizing it. Edit. Plus there's more history in Antiques Roadshow than on the History Channel. You might actually learn something. There was an episode where this guy brought in this shitty looking blanket. Turned out it was some super rare Navajo blanket, worth like $1 million. The people on that show are like the opposite of people who get cast in game shows that lose their shit when they win $50. My wife and I go to Publix and order huge boxes of buffalo wings. We won't take the wings already made, we demand fresh batches, steaming hot and swimming in sauce. We then eat those wings in the car in the parking lot, you know. For freshness, and the windows fog up from the wing steam essence. I keep imagining a cop coming up and knocking on the window, thinking we're being inappropriate. No sir, we're just fat, self-indulgent dipshits. There's no law against that. I went shopping with my dad about a week ago. I'm 22 and he's in his 50s. I saw him dropping things into the wrong trolley, and asked what he was doing. He said that every time he's dragged on a shopping trip, he tries to put small items into other people's trolley in the hope they won't catch him. He then challenged me to a competition. I watch makeup tutorials that I know I'll never use because I'm a dude. I don't know why. Maybe it's because the girls are usually pretty hot? Edit. I'm not subbed to any makeup subs. Yet. I do this too and I have no idea why I enjoy them so much. I'm a 100% straight male and I enjoy looking at female beauty channels that showcase outfits, makeup, furniture, etc. I take in all their advice even though it's completely useless to me. I think part of the reason why I enjoy these is because the girls are usually pretty cute, but I feel there's more than that. Women's fashion is much cooler than men's fashion, at least from what I've seen. Men's fashion usually just consists of blazers, jeans, shirts, tank tops, t-shirts. But you women got an amazing selection of weird, unique stuffs. Hey, I just met you. And this is crazy. But here's my number. So call me maybe. Hey maybe, what's up? Not now dad. Get off the phone, I need to use the internet. After a long day in the summer, I use either my index finger or middle finger to rub dirt, sweat and oil that's accumulated off my face and neck into tiny black little balls. Then I smush them together and create one big giant ball of filth that comes off of my face. The largest it ever became was about the size of a grape before I decided it was too disgusting and threw it away. Boobs. Boobs when a woman is running. Boobs when it's cold. Boobs when a woman is coming down a set of stairs. Boobs under a wet shirt. Boobs when a woman is bending over. Boobs when a woman stretches. Boobs are wonderful. If you have boobs, it is highly likely I have looked at them at least 7 times in the first 2 minutes of talking to you. I am a mostly straight girl. Everyone loves boobs. It's a fact that boobs make the world better. Remember back when it was expected for women to be totally covered up in public? Well, now women can throw their boobs in everyone's faces, as per societal norms. Look how much better our standard of living is now that the boobs are free. My wife questions her sexuality because she loves looking at sexy women. I told her that females have a better ability to appreciate beauty if the female form than most males do to the male form. That is true. I think it's also more socially accepted for women to appreciate each other compared to men appreciating other men. How do you feel about butts? Oh man, they are just as good. When you get a good butt slap and it keep moving for that 1 or 2 seconds after contact. Yum. I've said it before, but I don't really believe in guilty pleasures. If you enjoy something, go ahead and enjoy it. Why should it matter what other people think? Having said that, I wouldn't say I'm exactly proud of how many times I've seen Bring It On. Ooh, shiny. Thanks for the gold. I'm highly critical and selective in the movies I watch. One of my favorite movies lately was IMAX 3D Pacific Rim. It brought back all the Power Rangers power fantasy for me. I can still recognize the awful and self-conflicting plot and the inconsistencies in the kaiju backstory and the fact that the gypsy floated away from another dimension back to Earth and safety and that the robot had a goddamn flexible sword all the time and didn't use it. I'll stop now. Still love the movie. I'm a 39-year-old Caucasian female, married with 1 child. When I first watched Pacific Rim in IMAX 3D, I bounced up and down in my seat and reverted to being 8 years old. My husband said I had a huge grin on my face for the entire movie. I ducking love that movie and watch it every chance I get. Thank you for watching all the way until the end, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment any guilty pleasures you may have. Click the video above if you want to continue to watch my content. Until next time.